Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I had a community member share a video that is going viral. It's a man, his name on the song is called Oliver Anthony. It's actually his grandfather's name. His real name is Chris. We're going to get into his Facebook profile and some things that he said about himself and some things that he's been through. And it's going to resonate with you. The song resonates with me. It's a dobro and a one-man show, bluesy, bluegrass, blues country, which I love. Grew up listening to Waylon, Merle, Johnny Cash, all those guys, every cheating and drinking song. But we're going to talk about all that and look it over. And at the end of the video, I would like to give you some solutions. We can resonate with this. A lot of us can. So let's get into it. Here is Anthony Oliver. His real name's Chris. I'll leave a link.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause the rich men, cause the rich men. I wish politicians look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause the rich men, north of rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Now, I can resonate with that. How about you guys? I completely agree with most of it. He talks later. Well, I'll get into his Facebook right now. But I have done almost everything this man's done, and I can feel his pain. And the stories that has been shared with him are right here. The stories that have been shared paint a brutal, honest picture: suicide, addiction, unemployment, anxiety, and depression, hopelessness, and the list goes on. He says he's in such a weird place right now in his life. He never wanted to be a full-time musician. People in the music industry give him blank stares when he brushes off $8 million offers. I don't want 6 tour buses, 15 tractor trailers, and a jet. I don't want to play in a stadium. I don't want to be in the spotlight. I understand that. No editing, no agent, no BS, just some idiot in his guitar. Guys, don't ever speak bad about yourself. Just, if you do that enough, people will start believing it. The style of music that we should never have gotten away from in the first place. I agree. I love the style of music. And he loves his grandfather, as do I. I'm going to see him today. He says, my grandfather was Oliver Anthony, and Oliver Anthony music is dedicated not only to him, but 1930s Appalachia, where he was born and raised. Dirt floor, 7 kids, hard times. Now, Chris was, he says, I'm a dropout of high school at age 17. He does have his GED. And here's where it hits close to me. My last job was at the paper mill in McDowell County. Worked 3-day shifts, 6 days a week for $14.50 an hour in a living hell. That was me, as I worked in a paper mill as well. I didn't make it 50 days. It just wasn't for me. He just bought some land, still owes 60 grand for it. He's living in a 27-foot camper with a tarp on it, on the roof, that he got off Craigslist for $750. I did that as well. Not that style camper. It was a little bit nicer, but I lived in one for 2 years. And he hates the way the internet has divided all of us. Now, I would say I appreciate the internet that can bring this community together. You know, you can use it both ways, but he says it's a parasite. It infects the minds of humans and has their way with them. Hours wasted, goals forgotten, loved ones sitting in a house with each other distracted all day by technology made by the hands of poor souls in sweatshops in foreign land. And he goes on to talk about freedom of speech and how it's slipping away, and it is. And we've never in world history has had this freedom it currently does. Don't let them take it away from you. And the last one's pretty good too. Just like those once wandering in the desert, we have lost our way from God and have let false idols distract us and divide us. It's a dang shame. All right. So, been there, done those things. I've traveled, shutdowns, you name it. I've worked 7/12. I even worked 7/16s one time. A lot of people say that's not possible. But I'm telling you right now, that's what we did with jackhammers. But it's important. I made this video because I had probably the worst poverty mindset there was. And I'm not saying anything bad about the man. I really enjoy his music and his message, and it resonates with a lot of people, including me. But, you know, I want to encourage people that are paying too much in taxes, that are at a dead-end job at $14.50 an hour. I can't imagine that. You can take welding courses. You can do you can step out of that. Believe it or not, the American dream is still alive. I wouldn't say it is well, but you can step away and start putting your assets, start thinking about your assets right now. Take your portfolio of what you have and divide that into liabilities and assets, and start taking away from the liabilities, which are things that take money out of your pocket, and focus more on assets that put money in your pocket. And when you get those assets, when you get rental properties, you get businesses. Everybody on here can have an LLC. You can start your whatever you like, or you can do good, into a side hustle, and you can start writing off your life. I've done everything this guy's talking about. I've had those feelings. I've been stuck at a dead-end job. But when I started learning about finances, and that's why I built a YouTube channel, it was later in life. I was mid-30s before I said, hey, I've got to quit doing these same things that everybody else is doing. I got rid of my bass boat. I got rid of my Harley. I got rid of liabilities that were taking money out of my portfolio, not to mention all the time that I had wasted. You know, there's things we can do to get away from the norm. And that's what I want you guys to do. That's why I talk about it all the time. It is absolutely possible. I'm very optimistic. Yes, we have evil people in charge. That's not going to last forever, I do not think. When these red-blooded Americans wake up, just like the people in this community, it starts with awareness. And when enough people get aware, we don't get kicked off the platform, which we're actively trying to go somewhere else, but turns out this is the one. We're going to be able to grow even bigger. You know, freedom of speech is slipping away. He's right about that. He's got a massive opportunity. He has skills. He said himself he's not a good singer. I disagree. You know, he talked down about himself a lot, and I hate that. I hate that. I used to do that. And I would encourage everybody that's listening to me right now, never say another negative word about you. The whole world is going to say negative things about you, and take that into your family as well. Don't ever talk negative to your family. Be a positive, uplifting person to be around. You are the average of the 5 people you keep around. And that's the truth. So what I took from the song is I really do like it. But in his next song, I hope it was, I was living in a $750 camper. I was tired at the end of my rope. I was working for $14.50 an hour, you know, and now I've taken some steps that is going to, you know, one step away. Get away from the crowd. You don't want to be normal. People tell me I'm weird and not normal all the time. But that's good, because the definition of normal is average. And I do not want to be average, and don't want anybody on here to be average. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to pin this video in the description so you can watch it for yourself and share it around. And let me know, because there's a lot of people I have listened and seen with my own eyes. You can't imagine the times I've heard, I'm putting my wife through college and she's going to be a nurse. And then the next shutdown, the wife had left him. You know, this is on and on. And that is a true, a man loses a decade when that happens, pretty much. You've got child support and all this other stuff. That's a major negative. And I would mention, I know some people that are getting married right now. Go through the Bible and read everything. That's what I did before I got married. I went through the Bible and I read every scripture that had to do with marriage. And I was very concerned. And Stacy, you know, is my person. I mean, she's my world. And that's what I desire for everybody. But if you'll kind of start looking through the Bible, I think it'll really help you and push you in that direction. And if you don't know where to start, you can do something as simple as do an internet search on all the passages that talk about marriage. And you'll start learning about Moses and what he said about how he created divorcement, the law of divorcement, out of the hardness of your hearts, and on and on and on. And it'll help you streamline those things, because if you get started off on the right foot, you'll more than likely end up on the right foot. Now, let me know what you think, guys. Thank you for being here. Have an awesome, awesome day. Later.